Welcome back, everybody. Today we're gonna start tearing down this headliner, tearing the roof apart. I got a couple screws here, a couple Torx, a couple Phillips. We're gonna take these off, take off that mirror. Be careful with that one because that glass is, don't want that glass getting in my eyeballs. And anyways, yeah, get this thing torn apart, get it set out on the ground here maybe, and then we can kind of see what we're looking at, see how the easiest way to get this stuff off. But it seems to come off pretty easy. It's definitely going to be a messy job, but let's see what we can get into. We're not worried about any of the trim pieces really at this point. I might save a couple of these handles just to have around. They might be nice to in future projects to bolt to stuff and all that. But the speakers I'm super excited about. I don't know what's in here for speakers right now. There might be speakers, there might not be, but I guess we could take these covers off a minute and see. Yeah, there is speakers in there. Looks like it's got a set of Sonys in there. I don't know if those are probably an aftermarket, I would assume, but so who knows, those speakers might work. So thanks Austin for the working speakers. Anyways, we'll get tearing this thing apart and get it prepped to throw it in the Cherokee. Got it all stripped down, got all the bolts out, got the headliner off, got a pile of trash here. This stuff doesn't match the trim that's in the Jeep now, so I don't think I'll keep any of it. Some of it's kind of cracked and broken. I wasn't the nicest taking it off. We got a set of speakers, got some extra sun visors, the plugs, got a couple dome lights. The Jeep right now doesn't have any dome lights on it, so it'll be nice. Hopefully I can get it wired in. I am going to take this harness with me. This is the main dome light here, and then there's another one down there. And I don't know where that dome light actually plugged into. Actually, it's probably plugged in here. I've never actually seen this piece. I guess I've never taken apart a newer year Cherokee headliner, but got this plastic piece here, and right here is the rear dome light. And then this is where we cut the roof off. It got into the harness, obviously. So I think I might try to figure out power wires here, run power up inside the Jeep, hook it into that top one, and then I'll have a dome light back there, have a dome light up here. Like I said, I'll cut this harness. It's actually already cut. I'll just have to take it down off of these, and then that will be a nice harness. Be able to get some light in the Jeep. I'll keep these so we can try to just keep it all nice and factory inside. Other than that, we've got all stripped down. Looks like it's in really good shape, so I'm super thankful, super happy we were able to pick this one up. I'll just have to start, I don't know if a little putty knife or a brush will do good taking that stuff off, but we probably want to get all that. I'm assuming this is old adhesive because it's really sticky and nasty, so we'll probably strip that off, and then we'll be able to put our adhesive right onto it. I think I'm going to use the spray adhesive. I think 3M makes a pretty good one. I've used in the past and it's held up pretty nice. So I think we'll pick some of that up, throw it on the headliner, and go to the fabric store, pick out a piece of fabric, cut it, and then throw it on, and we can get it thrown back up into the Jeep. Now time for the fun part. I'm going to try to get this thing because this is scrap right now. I don't think I'm gonna keep it. I was planning on keeping it for a little while behind the garage, just out of the way, because if we do end up getting rid of the sunroof, I can cut this out and patch it in. I think the sunroof, it hasn't been leaking, hasn't been giving us any issues yet, and it's been raining a lot down here, so I think I'm safe to say we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna try to move it back behind the garage. I'll set you guys up here. See if we can get this thing moved out of the way here without killing myself. Now we're gonna drag it. Drag it like a big old sled. Really know where to grab. Alright, that'll be good there. Alright, that thing's out of there, behind the garage, out of the way. I don't have to look at it anymore, it's not in the way. Got the glass cleaned up over there that we made a mess of. And I was digging around the toolbox, I found this little squeegee type deal that I used to do window tint. Tried it out here and it works pretty good. So I think we're gonna use this, kind of just work our way across the whole thing. Kind of got to add quite a bit of pressure to it, but all in all, it gets most of the junk off pretty quick and easy. So I think we will stick with doing this guy for now. Made that much progress just doing that, but I'll set you guys up on a time lapse and let's get this thing cleaned up a little bit more. Done. We got the headliner all prepped, ready to go. That tool right here, that little scraper tool, worked pretty good. Really all you need is, this is just plastic, but I'm sure honestly a metal scraper would work pretty good, but that's what I had in the shop and that's what I used, so it worked pretty well. It didn't take too long, just took my time with it. Turned out really nice. It's almost down to, I mean, you got a couple spots like that I'm not too worried about, but honestly, I'm more worried about this front lip sealing up nice with the adhesive and overside the driver. All the Cherokees I've had, they've all had saggy headliners and I never can seem to get them right. So I'm gonna take my time, do a couple adhesive layers over it with that 3M spray. I'll probably pick up 2 cans of it to be sure. But for now, next step is I'll go grab some 3M adhesive, a couple cans of it, and then we'll pick out some headliner material at like Hobby Lobby or something. I'll have to measure this. Probably looks to me like a 4x8 sheet will do the trick, so we'll see. We'll get some headliner fabric, get some 3M spray, and see what we can get stuck to this thing and fit back up in the Jeep. Alrighty, just got back from Walmart, picked up some of the good stuff. Got some of this 3M headliner adhesive. Got 2 cans of it just to be sure, because it says on there do both sides, headliner and board. And then we went to Hobby Lobby, picked up this. I think this thing ran us like 20 bucks for the whole headliner. It's actual headliner material. So this was this foam here. It's kind of like an insulation. This was all the old crap that I was peeling off of the board. So we're gonna spray, probably lay this out. Hopefully not get it too nasty on the floor. Might have to figure something out there. But we'll lay it out, maybe on top of the headliner for now. Spray the underside of this, spray the headliner down, and then we'll just slowly lay it across there. Try the best we can. This thing did come with a couple creases in it, but it's not going to be perfect. Hopefully some of them can kind of work out with the adhesive. Maybe we can find some sort of roller, kind of roll it on as we go. And then it's supposed to sit for, I think, 60 minutes. We'll let it sit here this evening and all throughout the night, and then start tearing into the Cherokee, and we can get it installed. Now I know I mentioned that we were going to cut out for the sunroof, but I talked to Jenna and she would rather not have the sunroof, kind of just block it off, cover it. A lot of light comes in through there and makes it super hot in the Jeep. We could tint it, but I think we're going to just block it off. A lot of people might be upset about that. A lot of people like not the headliners. A lot of people like the sunroofs in the Cherokees, but I think this one will do without for now. You'll be able to see it from the outside, but not from the inside. We'll cover it up with the headliner because we don't really care for it, honestly. It's kind of just obnoxious and causing problems. So there is these small, if you can see these studs sticking out right here, so I'm gonna have to cut those off with the angle grinder. That way the board can sit up more flat. I'm a little worried about this lip right here, but I think we can make it work with what we have. So I'll just cut off these studs for now, and then it might sit a little lower up here, but I don't think you'll notice anything from inside the cab. So this plug here, I think that might be for the dome light, so that might work with the dome light we got from my buddy that gave me the headliner. And hopefully we can get that dome light working, because there's no light in there at all, and we just put the tin on so it's super dark at night. But regardless, we'll get a dome light working in there. Don't forget to spray the fiberglass actual headliner board, because we forgot that part right after I said something about it, where you want to spray both sides. We only sprayed one side, so we ended up having to peel some of this top portion back and then spray underneath. The corners especially, because that's where they always start going, and in the middle. So we're going to spray this board and this side, and then lay it flat over top of it, and hopefully she seals up and holds together good. Alright, you guys seen it. We got both sides this time around. We did it the right way. I'm gonna fold this guy over, just like so. And then work it back and forth again. Get the kinks out. Make it lay somewhat flat. Got it all laid down, got it all wrapped up. We're not professionals. This thing didn't turn out the best it could have. It's got a couple spots like that, and back here where the speaker boxes are. Super hard. If you don't get it really sat down perfectly, it's not gonna lay flat. I think the rear trim panel will cover most of that stuff in the back, but we'll just have to see how it plays out. But other than those couple spots, I'm really happy with it. I think it'll hold up nice in this whole Tennessee heat down here. This, like I said, this 3M stuff's no joke. You don't want to get it on your hands or anything. We actually almost went through 2 full bottles of this stuff, so it definitely glad we got those 2 bottles. So that's it for now. The headliner's done. Next step, tearing apart the Jeep trim. We'll throw it in the Jeep, and we are gonna stick with covering up the sunroof, then cutting those studs out. But other than that, super happy with how it turned out. I think this thing will be a game changer. It'll prevent a lot of heat getting in the Jeep, and all around good deal. Alright guys, we got the Jeep here, we got the Jeep ready, we're getting it prepped. The headliner is done. We've got a few spots that we made mistakes on, like here. It honestly probably looks worse on camera than it does in person. I think overall it turned out pretty nice. There's a couple spots up here that I'm a touch worried about, like this. I don't know if, I think I'll try to spray that in a minute. The main lip is good, but it's just this flap that I left under here. I thought it was good leaving the flap because it'll kind of hold it up regardless. We'll see about that. I have some extra spray, so I think I will do some spray. Spray some adhesive on there, throw it under there, and kind of hold it on there. I think the can says 30 seconds. Then over here we've got some parts. These are the sun visors that I got from my buddy Austin that we got the headliner from. These are in better shape than the ones that came with the Jeep. These things are pretty nasty, pretty dirty. And I mean, they got ripped there, but this one also has a rip. Probably won't be using these too much, but the ones that came with the Jeep, these ones are pretty bad shape, pretty rough. They could use a new headliner themselves. But anyways, we've got the rear dome light, which I'm gonna have to figure out what to do for there because we don't have the plug. I believe from the old one, this harness here, I was smart enough to keep the harness. It's actually right here for that dome light. So I think we'll keep that harness and then we'll have to figure out what wire goes to where. But for now, we're gonna forget about that and deal with the harness side later. My main focus today is to get the headliner in it, get all the seatbelt stuff ran through it. Another thing is this dome light here. This Jeep has a sunroof in it now. As I've said before, the plug did work on this. That was already in here, but it has no power. It doesn't turn on, doesn't do nothing when I flip the switch like it should. It's just got no power. So I'm gonna keep this plugged in. We are going to try to fit this in the headliner. Obviously there's nowhere to attach to screw this to because it takes and screws in through these two holes. Can't screw through the glass. So I'm gonna have to figure out a creative way on how to get this up in the headliner, but we're gonna leave the headliner covering that hole that should be there for now, and just kind of run the harness up through there so when we're ready we can just slice the headliner and then pull our harness through and then get this mounted up. First things first, we are gonna have to cut these studs off of here. We got this one. This stuff does hang a little lower than like where the headliner should be sitting. I think for now that's a good start, and then we'll kind of just mock it up and fit it in as we can. We got a stud there. There's no other ones back here. There's one up here. Yeah, there's just a couple. These ones don't stick out further than this, so I think I'm gonna leave those. There's just a couple things in here that I have to take care of and get it ready. We'll have to obviously pull this trim down, that trim down, these grab handles, and then that seat belt back there as well. So we will get started on cutting them studs off and see what we can figure out from there. If you haven't noticed, I still haven't mounted this yet since the last time that I told you guys I was gonna make a mount here for it to sit up in this way, but it's kind of just hanging out on that that brace right there, and it hasn't gone anywhere. I've pulled it out into the driveway, I've pulled it around the whole shop, everything. So I think we're gonna leave it there for now and figure it out when it becomes a problem type of thing. So I've got my handy dandy grinder here. We're gonna get in here and hopefully not make too much of a mess on these nice clean seats. Got the safety glasses on and everything. It's getting pretty serious. Let's see where I can sit and not get covered in sparks, because that doesn't sound too fun. I think we're gonna try this. There's one. It's still up there, but I didn't want it to land on me. That's hot. assume it's not good for the sparks to smoke the windshield like that. Make sure that guy doesn't land on the seat. On to the next side. Oh, look at that. Both those landed right over here. Those will burn a hole in the carpet. Alright. That's all 4 of them. Get the hot pieces out of the Jeep, and that step's all done. That was nice and easy. Got them cut. This thing will focus on them. Not that it matters, but it's a lot more flat up here. Shouldn't be anything that'll protrude through our nice new headliner. And put this grinder away and start taking some trim pieces down. I was looking at this harness that I pulled off with all these wires, and I'm like, man, I really don't want to swap that and deal with all those wires. These things are sticky and nasty because the tape just goes bad over time. But this is the one that had that dome light I showed you on there. So I have this plug in the Jeep. I didn't have the second plug. I was looking, I was wondering, maybe that's why it's not working. Well, I found out that from the sunroof installers, this harness does have that pigtail, and it does have the same colors. There used to be that plug on there. So they tapped into that plug harness to power the sunroof or the controller that was mounted up here or something. So instead of me chopping this harness here and kind of, I mean, it wouldn't take nothing but 3 seconds to unravel all of it. But instead of chopping it here and splicing in all those 8 wires there, I'm gonna chop these butt connectors off here, wire that plug in, and then we should be in business. There's a zip tie up there for when it was dangling in our face like that. So I'm gonna take these 3 wires here, chop them, and I'm gonna go take the plug off that harness up here, take that guy off, and then we can be in business. So I'll take this guy, just cut her right there, leave us enough room, and we'll just splice in this guy, and we should be in business. Hopefully that makes this dome light work. I don't know if it will. I think that part might be, where's that dome light at? Here it is. So I think that part with the 3 plug, looking at this dome light, for a moment I couldn't even tell where it plugged in, but if you can see, it plugs in right there because the other one's here. So this guy, there's really nothing it goes to, but there's a little contactor in there, if you can see that brass. So I believe that's for when you push in the buttons to make it, the lights turn on. Doesn't make sense for this to not work in there, so I think the harness does have some issues. I'm sure there's stuff under the dash that's unplugged, because when I got it, I was digging around under the dash. I was trying to get all the loose wires out. I'm not a big fan of wire messes. I can't stand looking at them, and there's wires dangling underneath, right on top of your knees when you were driving. So I took care of that, but I probably unhooked all the sunroof stuff when I ripped that out. So that'll be another thing we'll have to check into. But anyways, we got the plug off this guy. We're gonna quick throw butt connectors on there, splice that plug in, and then we should be good to go to finally slap this bad man jam in there. I forgot to show you guys something. So this is for a newer style Cherokee, but I believe, if I'm not wrong, I know the body styles are completely different, but I think this is supposed to sit like that. I'm not quite sure. I should have looked at the probably should have looked at that roof before we tore it all apart. But right now I have the speaker bar sitting in there like that. Someone's probably gonna yell at me in the comments I'm doing it wrong, but this is the way I'm gonna put it for now. I mean, it's got those slots that it sits in on both sides, and then I've just got the harness coming out somewhere up there. It's sitting right there. that black harness right there. So I'm not sure. We're gonna leave this in here because if we ever want to eventually put speakers back in here, because this one's actually got, if you can see, it's got door speakers. There's one missing out of there, but it's got rear door speakers. And so if we put speakers back here, you know, we'd have 6 speakers in this thing. And I don't know that it needs 6 speakers. It'd be kind of cool to get it thumping a little bit, but I think for now we're gonna leave this in here. As long as it fits, we're gonna leave this in here. And we're gonna leave these covered. We're not gonna slit those or anything, just in case. But if worst comes to worst, we'll cut those. We'll make a harness, run it up to the front of the Jeep, and tie into the rest of the stuff. Because there's also that dome light back there. That would be nice to get to work. Just to have some extra light. There's this little guy back here. And that's just one plug, which that harness has. So there's a couple options. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet, but we'll figure it out. Let's get back to working on this thing and splicing in this connector. Got it set in there. Got a ratchet strap around the headliner holding it up, kind of just raising it up. I'm doing this solo, so it's a little tough. I actually am midway making this video, and I was on the couch last night and I seen, if you guys watch Dex on YouTube, he's also doing a headliner. And so I seen him do this ratchet strap trick, and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. He said use a clean ratchet strap. This is definitely a dirty ratchet strap, but I don't have my truck right now, and the rest of the straps are in the bed. So this is what we're working with. We got it just hooked to the gutter rail here, and it's working pretty good. All right, check this out, guys. I think cutting those studs worked almost perfectly. You can't even tell there's a sunroof in here. Now my only concern is back here where I was talking with this. I honestly don't know what I'm looking at yet. I haven't gotten back to this part quite yet, but this doesn't want to sit all the way up in there. I don't know, it's almost like this plastic has to go forward more. So that's not going to happen with where those slots were that I was showing you guys in the body itself. So I don't know if it just needs to get pushed up there really good or what. But for now, we're going to put our grab handles back on. Those 2 grab handles. And then make sure, if you guys are watching this for install kind of video, make sure you run your wires out through your notches. And I put these in here. That was the first thing I screwed in, was these 2 guys just to hold it still up here. And then I was able to use that strap. That kind of helped, so it didn't fold the whole headliner board in half and break it. So that strap helped out a lot. But yeah, I started out with putting the sun visor latches in there first, just to hold it in place. Found the holes, and then I kind of just set this stuff up there lightly. It's not screwed in or nothing. But that's where I started, and it's worked out pretty good so far. So we're gonna screw those grab handles in, and then we'll probably screw the sun visors in too while we're at it, because we're here right now, might as well do it. And then we can work our way to this back piece and figure out what we're gonna do here. I don't know if I'm gonna end up taking this board out or what, but I'm gonna try to make it work where we don't have to. So let's get back to it. Almost got it wrapped up, guys. This thing's looking really good. Super happy with how it's turned out. Sun visors in there, and check this out. Whoa! Look at that. Dimmers work. Can't get better than that. I was missing one of these little rubber pieces up here, so I stole one off the old ones I had, so that worked out nice. But yeah, I was pretty stoked to see that. But can't all be good, right? There's something missing. The mirror that I just put on. We bought this thing without a mirror, and it had no metal piece either. So I went to the parts store. I got a windshield mirror install kit that comes with the metal piece and comes with some crazy windshield glue. Followed all the instructions to a T, and it decided to fall off. So I'm gonna have to go back to the parts store and get a new kit. I think they're like $6. It's not that big of a deal, but it's more of just the pain in the ass of going back to the parts store. If you guys work on stuff, I'm sure you can relate to the parts store's runs. They just don't stop, even for a mirror. And so I was gonna swap this out with the other mirror I have, because this one's from Amazon and it's just slightly large, Like even when the sun visors were coming down when I was putting them in, it was kind of hitting here and being annoying. So that's the mirror up there that I got to put in. That's from a Cherokee. And so I guess I'll run to the parts store when I wrap up this headliner and get new install kit so we can have a rear view mirror again. But all the grab handles are installed. Those look really nice. Turned out good. And cutting those studs off worked. These are my knuckle prints because I had to push it up a little bit. The sunroof does kind of come down a little bit, but you can't, it doesn't push it down at all. It's I was worried about like headroom, seeing if the sunroof was gonna come down too far, but it's not bad at all. You can't even tell it's there. The only way you can tell it's here is from the top, and that's okay. So we are going to start by assembling the rear of it. I haven't honestly gotten to that point yet. I wanted to update you guys on what's going on up there right now, but we're gonna forget about the rear view mirror part and just kind of get this wrapped up. Now I'm not sure, I don't know if this is gonna go up in there or not. I don't like, I mean I'm pushing all the way and it's not going up in there, so I think this is gonna have to come out. And I'm okay with that. I'm all right. We will I cut this out, but we'll just put the dome light in there to hide that, and then figure something else out for a dome light back here, I guess. I mean, I guess I could run a wire from this one to the one up there. That would work out, but I think this is gonna have to come out, this plastic piece, because first of all, it's not made for it. It's made for this headliner, but it's not made for the Jeep, and I don't know if they're different. But anyways, we're gonna take this plastic out, get this thing out of here. We're not gonna put speakers back here. It'll be fine. We've already got door speakers in the rear, and then we should be able to button it up, get the headliner up way behind this. I mean, it's way far. We're far off right now. I don't think that's going in there. So we'll get the trim back up here, back over here, and I'll put this rear trim piece on, and then we will be in business. Hey, I got our dome light. We don't even need a dome light. Look at that. Where it's cut out for the dome light, we have a dome light. That's awesome. I had to laugh at that. This thing's a lot quieter. It cools down a lot nicer in here, and all around a good upgrade. It was cheap. It was well worth it. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Went for a little drive, got our mirror kit for the rear view mirror, and yeah, this thing should be good to go here soon. And hopefully we can get it out on some trails and do some fun stuff. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. A lot of you guys are watching, you haven't subscribed yet, so make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, guys. Give me some support, follow us, and keep up to date with us on the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We post on all of it. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July. Spent some time maybe four-wheeling, doing some outdoor stuff, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.